The Old Farmer's Almanac is calling for this winter to be colder and snowier than normal here in Boston, while the national weather organizations predict there's a good chance of a warmer than normal winter. New England winters always put a strain on heating budgets. Reporter Karishma Desai reports on this year's heating forecast and resources available to make winter warmer and more affordable.
Heating systems are kicking in as another New England winter approaches. Last year, colder than average temperatures and high prices put a strain on many budgets. Cubby Oil has been operating out of Somerville for 70 years. Every season brings a new starting point to prices and availability.
Plenty of oil around, and certainly at some great pricing. Refineries are running full bore, and not really a lot of demand. Has kind of created a situation where all product stock inventories are much higher than they were last year and certainly over the last few years. Now I think that the state average is somewhere around $2.30 a gallon, which is probably $1.10, $1.20 down from last year. So certainly I think consumers are going to be saving quite a bit this coming winter from years previous.
According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, energy pricing has remained fairly stable recently. Oil prices in particular are considerably lower than a year ago. Globally, oil-producing countries are keeping supplies up and prices down. Natural gas and propane are down due to an increase in domestic supply. But will prices rise as the temperature falls and demand increases?
I would certainly be surprised if prices go up. I think the people who know more about that stuff, the Goldman Sachses of the world and so forth, are all predicting that prices are going to remain low all through 2016.
Even with a lower per gallon price for oil or unit price for natural gas, increased usage during a New England winter has an impact on every budget.
The elderly population, it typically is affected a lot. Typically they're on a fixed income, and if you're paying X amount of dollars in the summer months, spring and summer months, and then you're hit with, bigger bills than normal, and you're stuck on that fixed income, it can really have an impact on your quality of life overall.
Community Action Agency of Somerville works with low-income families and individuals, a population that struggles with both cost and access.
A lot of people have their utilities shut off, not knowing that they might have a protection against a utility shut-off, either because it's the winter time and they have a financial hardship, or because they have a medical condition that's chronic or serious. I think one group that tends to be vulnerable are people who don't speak English as a native language and have trouble just communicating effectively with utilities companies. When you call Eversource, you often wait a long time to speak to someone, and it can be difficult to manage first waiting and then speaking to someone in your own language, and that means a lot of people don't find out about what resources are available to them before the crisis happens.
Cass advocates for these residents and directs them to fuel assistance and weatherization programs available through the city.
For low-income households, there's a weatherization assistance program, and we can put you in touch with that program. There's also fuel assistance out there for low-income households. If they think they can receive fuel assistance and they're not on it, we can put them in touch with the correct people to help them there.
Somerville has partnered with Cambridge Fuel Alliance to provide financial support to income-eligible residents. The program can deal directly with energy suppliers or reimburse the heat portion of rent directly to participants.
The people who are eligible for fuel assistance are families and individuals making up to 60% of the state median income. It's a relatively high income limit, so people should know a lot of people are eligible for fuel assistance and can get us hundreds of dollars.
Energy efficiency and weatherization are also important factors in heat affordability. Mass Save is a statewide program that offers free home energy audits regardless of income.
And Somerville actually is partnered with a company called Next Step Living, who is under the Mass Save program. They're a HPC, a home performance contractor under the Mass Save program, and they're assisting Somerville's direct outreach efforts to work with local community groups as well as the city to provide the service of audits as well as insulation installs.
During an audit, the assessor will put in CFL bulbs, install low-flow shower heads, and offer low-cost energy-saving tips. Heating systems and home insulation updates are available at generous subsidies, but those more significant updates can be a challenge in a city where only a third of the residents are homeowners.
So there's a couple different barriers that can impact weatherization work. One that we're working hard to kind of to work through is a split incentive where we have tenants occupying a home and the homeowner lives elsewhere, but you know the efficiency of the home doesn't really impact them, so there isn't really an incentive for them to make improvements that maybe a tenant would greatly benefit from. So we're working with other cities and towns as well as the utilities to try and create a platform to address this this market segment.
A warmer than average November gives Somerville residents a little breathing room until heating season really picks up. There's still time to take advantage of these resources available to residents. For Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Karishma Desai.
For more information on fuel assistance, contact Cambridge Fuel Assistance at 617-349-6252 or visit cambridgemass.gov. Human Services page. You can schedule a home energy assessment at nextstepliving.com or contact DPW's Russell Cody at 617-625-6600 or by email rcody@somervillema.gov for more information.